Good morning, St. Louis. I got a question for you. How do you take your coffee? With cream, sugar? Do you like it hot, or would you prefer a cold brew?
St. Louis, listen, it really doesn't matter how you like your coffee, just as long as you take it with us.
Good morning, St. Louis. Coming up next.
Hello everyone, I am Reverend Arthur Cavitt. Most folks just call me Father Art. I am the Executive Director of the St. Charles Lwanga Center, the Archdiocesan Office of Black Catholic Ministries here in St. Louis. I'm also the pastor of St. Nicholas Parish in downtown St. Louis. I'm here to share a couple of passages with you. The first is from Marianne Williamson, an author. Sounds like a poet though, as she is. A Return to Love is a self-help book, very big bestseller from 1992. You'll probably recognize a passage that I'm about to say from Aquila and the Bee. Listen to this. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Second passage from the book of Deuteronomy. It says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, enemies, naysayers, haters. For the Lord your God goes forth with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. As I've been sitting in this studio, this high-rise spacious studio here in St. Louis that had been raining for a couple of days, and I've seen the clouds lift from this vista in this very room, and it tells me that God is with us so that I can now see the horizon in a way that I could not see it. This pandemic, if we just would follow the premises, just follow what it is, the principles that we need to be doing, the pandemic will lift as well. Be encouraged, brothers and sisters, in terms of who you are. Proud, beautiful, a heritage like others and unlike others as well. Those of you who are Christian people, those of you who are entrepreneurs, those of you who are pastors, those of you who are family members, those of you who are parents, students, all have a sense of self, of being God's child. It really does start from there. To love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. Follow the precepts. Be encouraged. Right from the book. No matter what's going on, He'll make it all right. Already does have the conditions for it to be all right. We got to follow it. But you got to be strong. I leave you this day with an amen and an amen and an amen. God bless you.
Good morning, St. Louis is back. Got a question for you. Are you looking for a daycare or an academy for your young ones? Well, look no further. We have Tiffani Martin here with us today. Tiffani, how are you?
I'm good. Hi, ladies. Hi.
We are so happy you are here with us. Tiffani, tell us a little bit about who you are and your daycare and STEM academy.
I'm Tiffani Martin with Heavenly Hearts. Heavenly Hearts is the first STEAM academy in the St. Louis area. We focus on science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. I just have a passion for children, and I really wanted to bring quality, affordable childcare to urban areas. So we have 3 locations: South City, which is 3400 Miami, Bell Fountain Neighbors, which is on Bell Fountain Road, and then we have one in Glasgow Village.
Absolutely. STEAM is so important. We're actually working with a big project with the U.S. Department of Energy. And one thing that research has shown us is that engineering, science, mathematics, those types of things should be instilled and integrated in education at a very early age. So I applaud you so much for bringing that to our communities.
Absolutely. I applaud you as well in terms of being the very first STEAM academy in this area. That is actually phenomenal. I want to kind of switch gears just a little bit though, because you're actually operating your academy in the pandemic, okay?
Yes.
Tell me about the shift you had to make to continue to operate successfully during this time.
First and foremost, we service a lot of essential workers. So we have parents that are nurses. We have people who work in Walmart, which stayed open throughout the pandemic. So we really had to stay open just to service our families. However, the burden was very, very, very overwhelming. Just trying to continue to disinfect, sanitize, and it's hard to teach a 2 or 3-year-old. It was like a culture shock.
Right.
You know, things that we were normally able to do, something as small as sharing a toy, just to go cold turkey and just have to change the operations of the facilities. So it was very challenging, emotionally draining, and financially overwhelming as well, just because the CDC requirements mandated that one staff member stays with a certain classroom from open to close. So then you have overtime coming in. So it was very rough. So we're trying to get back to a sense of normalcy, but yes, it was challenging.
But you did it.
And
Yes,
that's exactly what
yes.
I was going to say to you,
Yeah.
Tiffani, but you did it.
Yeah.
You worked through it. There is a paradigm shift. There is a culture shock. You had to pivot through, and you did that as an entrepreneur.
absolutely.
And your story is an inspiration to others. If you had to give some motivation to an entrepreneur that has to deal with challenges with the pandemic, they have to still stay open. Our essential workers, they have kids, and we need organizations like yourself to stay open so that their children can be safe. What kind of advice or motivation would you give an entrepreneur dealing with challenges?
Prayer. Prayer is essential. Just like the essential workers were essential, for me, prayer was definitely essential. And perseverance. Just don't stop, even in the midst of obstacles, even in the midst of challenges, to keep going and encourage yourself. It was days where I had to look in the mirror and encourage myself. And self-care, just taking a minute just to be alone, relax, meditate, pray. Self-care, prayer, and perseverance.
Tiffani, thank you so much. I just want to say we have kindred spirits, and I look forward to having you back because you have more of a story that I'm looking forward to tell. I know that you have a foundation, and I'm not going to get into it now. We're going to bring you back because I want St. Louis just to see you, this beautiful, strong woman, still going on. Yes. Tiffani, if people wanted to reach you, how could they do it?
Hearts215@yahoo.com is my email, and I am on social media under Heavenly Hearts.
Absolutely. And if you want to reach out to Tiffani, you can do it on our website at good-morning-saints-louis.com.
Just take a second to go refresh your coffee and come right back to Good Morning St. Louis.
All the students, in my opinion, are really nice and funny, and they're nice to be around. And the faculty, like all my teachers, I love all my teachers.
We serve a community, and we want to be able to provide quality education that's rooted in Catholic faith for any student that comes through our door.
Good morning, and I am so happy that you've joined us today for Good Morning St. Louis. Well, today we have our fan favorite, Miss Gisele Marcus, Harvard graduate, TEDx speaker, Syracuse graduate. She is a woman of all things. Gisele Marcus, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Wonderful to be here.
Absolutely. Well, we have to have you here because you are our fan favorite.
I'm thrilled.
Well, Gisele, today we're going to talk about small talk. So can you tell me what small talk is and why it's so important?
Certainly. So small talk is when you have an opportunity to get to know someone before you get deep into the conversation. You have opening remarks, opening questions. Why is it important? Many people think that it's superficial, but it's important because there's value in building the relationship. So if you're looking to get business, you wouldn't start with, do business with me. You would have an opening remark. And the reason it's important, it's a building block to connecting to what it is you want to speak about ultimately.
Very good. Yeah, very good, Gisele. But you know, a lot of people find it hard just to strike up conversations in general. Okay, so give us just a few tips as it relates to making small talk.
Certainly. I like to use an analogy, sail into the conversation.
Okay.
So the S is for sharing information about yourself. The A is for asking open-ended questions. The I is for asking the interests of the person that you're speaking to. And the L is for listening to what they're saying so that you can follow up their remarks.
Very good. Very good.
Sail into the conversation. Share, ask, interest, and listen.
Yes.
Did I get it?
You got it.
Absolutely. Gisele, it's no wonder why you are our fan favorite. Hey, if people want to reach out to you, how can they do that?
They can reach me on LinkedIn at Gisele Marcus, G-I-S as in Sam, E-L-E-M-A-R-C-U-S, and the website is the same, www.giselemarcus.com, and on Facebook at I Am Gisele Marcus.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Gisele. And if you want to reach Gisele, you can also reach her on our website at good-morning-saint-louis.com.
Good Morning St. Louis has so much more to come. Make sure you stay with us.
All the students, in my opinion, are really nice and funny, and they're nice to be around. And the faculty, like all my teachers, I love all my teachers.
We serve a community, and we want to be able to provide quality education that's rooted in Catholic faith for any student that comes through our door.
Well, welcome back to Good Morning St. Louis, and I told you we would have some incredible people here on our show. We have incredibly talented people right here in our region, and one of my most favorite artists and restaurateurs will be joining us today. Mai Lee, welcome to the show.
Hi.
But I am so glad you're here. The first thing I want you to do is just tell us a little bit about you. I want you to talk about your passion, which is music, and also talk about the restaurant.
So that's a lot to explain in 2 seconds.
Okay, you got this, girl.
So I am a singer, artist. I would put myself like trap soul R&B.
Trap soul, R&B.
Do we like
that?
that?
A thing?
I created it.
I love it. Trap soul,
I created
R&B.
it.
Okay, I love it.
Okay. First and foremost, I'm an artist. Okay. Yes, I am also a restaurant owner.
Okay.
My family and I opened up, my mom opened up the first Vietnamese restaurant in St. Louis in 1985.
Okay.
And my parents, my father was in the Vietnam War. They escaped the war, and we actually were supposed to be sent to New York, but the Unitarian Church here off of Kings Highway in Waterman, a lady sponsored my family, and she raised us. And they taught us how to speak English and taught us everything. I think they gave my dad a janitorial job there at the church. My mom started working at Chinese restaurants, and then she wanted to open up her own, and that's how we got Mai Lee restaurant.
You have a lot on your plate.
Yes.
I understand that your parents, as you stated, did actually immigrate here to the United States, and then you became an artist, and you do also help them in the restaurant. You spoke a lot about balance. Tell me what you do to actually maintain that balance in your life.
Prayer and meditation. That's what helps me in the morning.
I love it.
And at night, because without it, I probably would not be as sane as I am right now. Because I'm like, you have to be grounded in order to do this, you know what I'm saying? Because you'll get tested. And so I've gotten tested a lot, and I appreciate my parents for everything that they've done, because they came here with nothing. They made it work for them and for my sister and I and my brother. And so me just seeing them work so hard is how I got my work ethics. Awesome. So my mom didn't have a blueprint to open up a first Vietnamese and Chinese restaurant, you know? And I didn't have a blueprint of being the first Asian American artist that's gonna sell millions and be amazing, top-notch platinum. Amen.
Come on.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love
and I don't have a blueprint for that. I'm just going and believing, and I let fear take over me a lot, back then, and I definitely didn't. That's not affecting me now.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So, Mai Lee, you are an inspiration. You know, I love you. I come and I frequent the restaurants all the time because first and foremost, I think it's important for us to support restaurants.
Sure.
But you also, you are an artist.
Yes.
And you know, I am a fan. So I want you to sing that favorite just a little bit before we get into the album coming out. Give me a little bit of that little church song that you sing.
I love you. I love you. I love you, Lord, today, because you care for me in such a special way. That's why I praise you. I lift you up and I magnify your name. That's why my heart is filled with praise. Okay, that was it.
I love it. I love it.
Girl, I told you. Okay, so now just tell me about the album, and if people want to reach you, how can they reach you?
Okay, so I have an album coming out in May that I've been working on for a very, very, very long time. It's my baby, okay? So I cherish it very, very much. It's called Friends, Friendz.
Okay.
Each song title is named after a friend of mine, or how they made me feel, or how they inspired me. There's skits in between the songs, and my friends will explain the story of how they met me. So it's basically a story of my life, like how I grew up, how I learned to love the culture, and like it just defines who I am, you know what I'm saying? So it found me, I didn't find it, you know what I'm saying?
I'm looking forward to it.
So if people want to reach out to you, how can they get you?
So they can reach me at Mai Lee Music, that's MAILEE Music, on all social media platforms. That's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, like everything, I'm there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And guys, Mai Lee, you know how to reach her. If you want to get in contact with her, you know you can get in contact with her through our website at good-morning-saint-louis.com.
Good Morning St. Louis has so much more to come. Make sure you stick with us.
Good morning, St. Louis, and thank you so much for joining us. I thought it was important to talk about how parents are dealing with the pandemic. And so today we have a parent, and she's also a parent of a child with special needs. And I wanted her to come on to help give us some techniques, tips, strategies, ways that we as parents can cope during this pandemic. Robin, thank you so much for coming. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about you, your children, and some of the things that you've had to deal with the pandemic? Maybe just one or two things.
Sure. First of all, my name is Robin Torrence-Webber. I am a parent of 2 children. I have a daughter that's 21, and she's in college. She's a junior at Adrian College, and I also have a son who's 5. His name is Baby Ray Weber III, and my son has autism. He has ADHD, sensory processing disorder, and also cerebral palsy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you tell us what it's been like for baby Ray Webber the third? He's the third.
He is, but let's just call him Sunshine right now.
Okay, Sunshine. Tell us how has Sunshine been handling the pandemic?
It has really been a struggle. This pandemic has really pretty much rocked his world. My son is very routine and detail oriented. So just like when school was canceled and there was no school bus, literally every morning he was getting up wanting to ride the school bus, wanting to go to school because that's part of his routine. So once he would have his breakfast, I mean, literally he wanted to put his coat on, put his shoes on and go to school, but there was no school. So I had to get kind of creative and, you know, we would go outside, we would take a walk in the park because of course we couldn't go anywhere. He is also immune compromised. So I had to be very careful with being around people and, you know, just actually navigating this pandemic. So I was kind of like thinking outside the box all the time.
A lot of parents have had to do that, right? Think outside of the box during this time, right? What kind of tips could you offer them for self-care? Because I think it's very, very important that you and all of the rest of our parents take care of themselves.
Self-care is definitely important. What I like to do, I like to definitely journal. I am an avid journaler. Right. I journal every day. I like to light my candle and I like to take a bath. Now he's probably in the bathroom with me, but you know, I'm just gonna have to just, you know, take it in stride because you really have to have a little bit of time for yourself. But what I've also been telling myself is just to grant myself some grace.
Absolutely. Grant yourself some grace. Robin, if people want to reach out to you just to network with you, of course virtually, if they want to share their story with you, maybe if they want to get advice from you, how could they reach you?
I'm on social media. I just by my name, Robin Torrence-Webber on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram, Smooches by Rob.
Smooches by Rob. You also sell guacamole.
I do.
Can you talk to me a little bit about this guacamole?
Oh, my guacamole it's gonna be in stores pretty soon. I'm speaking that into existence.
I'm excited.
Yes, absolutely. I am a firm believer that her guacamole is the best ever. If you want to also reach out to Robin for advice or for guacamole, you can do that on our website at good-morning-saints-louis.com.
Listen, we can't wait for the guacamole, but in the meantime, grab you another cup of coffee. Good Morning St. Louis. We'll be right back.
I told you we had some empowering people right here in our region.
Absolutely, and we just want to take a moment to thank Mai Lee, Robin, Tiffani, and Gisele for being our special guests today.
Join us each and every Saturday, Channel 11, 6 o'clock in the morning. Good Morning St. Louis. See you next week.
See you then.